Hi, my name is Coach Chase McGhee. I am one of the science teachers here at South, and one of the coaches here as well. I've been coaching and I've been teaching at South Belton for about a year and a half now. I started um, last year, or sorry, the year before last, um, during January. So I taught for half of that semester, and unfortunately, that was the first. I guess, real COVID time, and regrettably, we didn't come back into spring break. Started last year, being my first full year, and then this year now is the start of my second full year. So about a year and a half is what I've been here at South. South is my first teaching job and it's my first coaching job as well. I've been here at South since, and I haven't had any desire or want to leave. I love our kids and I love the staff, and a little bit biased, but I do think we have the best kids and staff in Belton. A little bit about me. I grew up in Gatesville, went to Gatesville High School, and then went to UMHB just down the road. And then from that, stayed in Belton and loved the area. Found my wife here, who is a nurse at Scott and White, and expecting a baby in January. So we can firmly say that Belton is our home now. Um, a little bit more about my room. I'm going to show you in just a second. So kind of how I operate, and we'll hit this first point. We'll come back to the slide here in a minute. How I operate my classroom and how all of your teachers should be operating their classes is through Schoology. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with my actual Schoology page. On there, you saw that our year at a glance. So this is a big picture of what we're going to be actually studying in my class this year. I have this pulled up. I know I kind of skipped around that Schoology. I'll show you that here in a second, but this is already pulled up, so I'll show you. We're well off into this first week here, September, week 4, looking at already past lab safety. We're in this Earth and space um, block now. This is a very big block, this 10-week block here. Um, Moving back to that second week in October, after that, we're going to be moving into our organisms and environment, our ecology section. And this will bring us right into our Thanksgiving break and into this chunk here going into Christmas break. And this is our Well Aware and Adolescent Health program that will end these last 2 weeks before we go to Christmas. We'll have our Christmas break and we'll come back and hit matter and energy for 8 weeks. This is another big section that we cover, and it'll go right before this first week in spring break. After spring break, we'll come back and hit force, motion, and energy for 8 more weeks, and then these last weeks here, these 4-week block, will be our reviewing and testing for STAR. So that's a little bit of our year at a glance. I'll scroll back through just kind of slowly so y'all can see just the dates and the breakdown of that. But now what I came here for was to show you guys a little bit of how our courses are navigated. So mine looks a little bit different than your kids, but basically they'll have their homepage just like this. They go to my courses. All of my courses are Spider-Man themed. So your kids hopefully will be able to find it a little bit easier. Let's go to, see, third period right now. So third period, I'll break these up into the reporting periods. That way, when we get past these, a little bit more organized, so they don't have to go search all the way back. But if there is something that they're missing, they'll know the time frame that it's missing in. If I drop down, it's broken down into weeks. So individually, each week that we have, they can go back through and see the dates. Let's say they have a missing assignment or they were out for a certain reason and they would need to go back and see what work they had. They can go back through, look here, let's say week 2, for instance, we can go back and then we'll have the weeks folders in here Monday through Friday. So we can just look at a weeks folder and see kind of what we'll have. This is a good example of how the majority of the days are going to be organized. We're going to have a warm up that will be up on the board that they can go in and actually click. And it'll be kind of like a quiz type format. There'll be a few questions that they can answer. This will all be over something that we've already covered, probably the previous day or from a couple days before, just to kind of refresh their minds about what we've been covering, and also just to give me a picture of if they're remembering or if they're retaining what we've been on in the previous lesson. Then we'll have the next lesson, this Nearpod. If you're not sure what this is, it's a type of technology that we use that presents slides, kind of like PowerPoint, but instead they log into a code and they follow along with me, and I am actually able to click through their slides, and it transitions to the slides for them. And that keeps them on task, but also I can drop things in there like polls or surveys, ways they can type questions on the board so they can see, and it'll pop up and actually give me live feedback. This here will be our card sort. So this will be actually be the assignment portion of the day. And I always try to keep a copy of the notes in case anyone was ever gone or missing. Or if they're just, kind of falling or struggling behind with writing stuff down, they can always come back here. And here's a copy of the PowerPoint that we had with the notes in it. I mean, this is the same for each period. I only have 3 class periods because I have the other 2, which are my athletics, my boys' athletics here. Um, so we can go back through to this. So, like I did say, I am a coach. I coach boys sports. Right now we're in football season. After that, I'll move to basketball, and we'll have track. After those, we'll have somewhat of an off season. We don't have a true off season to where we have a coach not coaching a sport, but we will have a semi off season in between basketball and track to where at least a few days of the week we'll get a chance to work out. But like I said, right now we are in football. Um, we will have games for boys. For 7th grade boys will be on Mondays. 8th grade boys will be on Tuesdays. And if you have any questions about that, you can feel free to reach out to me. And that brings me to my next thing. The best way to reach me is through email. I put this on the screen too, in case you want to copy it down, or if you need to take a picture, screenshot, or anything like that. But anybody, if you're trying to reach any teacher, at least on campus, it's going to be first.lastname@bisd.net. And I respond to emails daily, usually within the minute, as long as I'm not in class. My conference periods, I don't have this written down. My conference period is second period. So that's between 9 to 10. And during that time, I'm free to answer any emails or any phone calls, anything like that. With my email, when I respond, I do have my extension on there. Um, so excited. I've had a chance to meet your kids, and they're a great group of kids this year. New faces. I haven't had a chance to see all of these guys just yet, and I'm very, very excited to be working with this year's 8th grade. And we've gotten off to a really great start this year. Got a few fun labs and a fun experiments, and good fun amount of projects as well. So they're a great group of kids, and I can't wait to see what the year brings. Have a great day.